Major trade update. Jack Flaherty was headed to the New York Yankees. He ends up with the LA Dodgers in a crazy, fortuitous turn of events on trade deadline Tuesday. We're going to dive into it right here at Yankees Digest, bring you all things Yankees. It's your boy Ugo Onyianta. But before we do that, you know what time it is. Hit that subscribe button. Don't be a ninja watcher, okay? Like let's fix these numbers here. You see that number at the bottom? Let's get it a little closer. We're over 1,000 subscribers, okay? So let's call a spade a spade. We're over 1,000 subscribers. We're closing in now on 2,000. We go big game hunting right here on Yankees Digest. Bring you all things Yankees. Hit that subscribe button. Continue to come on this journey with us. But without further ado, we got breaking news, so let's get to it. The medicals scare away the New York Yankees from acquiring Jack Flaherty, and this was reported by Ken Rosenthal. Let's get right to his quote, shall we? The Yankees backed out of Flaherty trade negotiations because of a lower back issue that caused him to miss a start this month, as per Ken Rosenthal. Flaherty received 2 injections within 3 weeks to trade it. So the medicals scared away the Yankees. I've been told from my sources, Ken Rosenthal also, as well as Jack Curry, this deal was pretty much in place. This trade was in place. It was good to go. Cashman in the front office saw those medicals, and they were just like, let's pump the brakes. No bueno. They decided to pass on the trade acquisition, and he ends up with the Dodgers. And let's dive even deeper in, because a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say about this. This was from the Tigers president of baseball and operations, Scott Harris. I can't comment on medical stuff with trades, as per Tigers president of baseball operations, Scott Harris told reporters in Detroit. You would have to ask the other teams. Jack is healthy. If we didn't trade him, he was going to start for us on Thursday. So so it's a little bit of a he said. The Tigers president, he's saying, listen, he's fine. If the trade deadline would have came and went, he's going to be in the rotation. We don't see any issues with him. But I think the Yankees were thinking of past transgressions, mainly in the form of Frankie Montas. You remember that name, who also got traded today as well to the Milwaukee Brewers, I believe. But the last thing you want to do is at the trade deadline thinking you're going to get yourself a bona fide piece that's going to help propel you into a postseason run, and you get a guy that's hurt or a guy that's on the brink of being hurt. And, 2 injections within a 3-week span, that's not really good in any stretch of the imagination. Now, I know, again, the Tigers president, he said that, he was going to start. He's got to spin it his way. But, I trust the Yankees in terms of learning from their mistakes. It would have been very easy for them to pull the trigger and make this move. And, again, Frankie Montas, that name just keeps popping up in my head. And you can think of a number of different other examples of guys that, when they came over, they were flagged, with injury concerns. Another example, insert Josh Donaldson. You remember that guy who recently retired? His last few years in Minnesota and toward the back end with the Blue Jays, the guy was hurt a lot. Yankees trade for him, and you know how that turned out. Very, very, very poor production, and he got hurt early and often. So I think the Yankees wanted to avoid going down that path again with a guy with question marks. And again, I'm going to keep saying it, 2 injections within a 3-week span for a lower back issue. And guess what? Pitchers, they need their backs. It's kind of important in terms of doing the job. Once the back goes, just like in football or basketball or any major sport, it's curtains, and it's hard to heal and recoup that. So, Cashman in the front office, they were scared away. They were scared away from Flaherty, and they decided to go the depth route with De Los Santos and Leiter, and of course before that, offensively getting a big bat in Jazz Chisholm, who has been brilliant for the Yankees in his first 4 games. But yeah, I think that there's a number of ways you can look at this. And certainly another way you can look at it is from the ops standpoint, and that's the fact that it's Christmas in LA. You know what I mean? Like, it is, of course, Christmas in LA because the Dodgers got themselves, if healthy, that's a big if, they got themselves the best starting pitcher available. I think him and Crochet they were my 1 and 2 for starting pitchers. Ian Schnell too. I had no belief that he was going to get moved. I think the Giants made their bed and they're going to lie in it unless he opts out. But I saw the Dodgers were hunting pitchers because Yamamoto, again, he's battling injuries. He's on a 60-day IL, and once you get guys on a 60-day, I mean, Kershaw just got activated. They know that their super team that they're building over on the West Coast, I call it Yankees Light, they know that injuries have ravaged them really all season long. And once you start having issues with your starting pitching, it's a good way to get bounced out of the playoffs very, very, very quickly. So he goes over to the Dodgers, and a big reason why they decided to pull the trigger aside and look past the medicals, their medical team gave him a thumbs up, is right here. The fact that 18 games he's appeared in, and a 2.95 ERA, and 133 strikeouts. This is a frontline pitcher that, again, if healthy, that's the question mark, is going to make the Dodgers absolutely more potent and is going to add to their rotation. And just look at what he's done in his last 2 starts. Against the Guardians, against the Blue Jays, a 1.53 ERA, 17 2/3 innings pitched. I mean, again, when this guy's right, he's one of the better pitchers in baseball right now. We could dive even deeper into his numbers. You see, he's donning the Dodger hat now, and 133 strikeouts. Those walks, what I mean, not bad there. Hits allowed, home runs allowed. Again, you got an ERA under 3. You're doing good things. You're doing Lord's work right there. So, and again, 28 years old. So this would have been a very, very nice piece. I was looking at him as things were getting more and more heated up toward the trade deadline. This is a Nestor Cortez replacement. Marcus Stroman just got slapped around in his last start. He's been up and down really the last month. Those are 2 guys that are on the outside looking in right now in terms of postseason rotation. I mean, even though Cole was scratched, I have all the faith in the world Cole is going to be the King Cole that we all love and adore here at Yankees Digest. So I'm not worried about Cole. Rodon has been pitching his tail off the past few weeks. And again, he turned in a gem at Fenway Park on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. I watched the entire game, and I was loving what I was seeing. He looks like a bona fide number 2. And Luis Gil, I saw that in person over at Citizens Bank. Really, the past 3 or 4 starts, he's been money in the bank. So Flaherty would have fit in very, very nicely. Again, let's look at those numbers one more time. I mean, that is a bona fide starter right there. That's a guy you can slide in at number 3 or number 4. And then the other guys, they could just be bullpen depth guys. You know what I mean? Or extra inning guys. If you need some long relief. But Yankees decide to pass. They say no. The medical scared them away from this acquisition. And the last thing you want is for your op to reap the benefits of a decision like this. And if this blows up in Brian Cashman's face, say the Yankees make it to the World Series, and in the Game 3 or Game 4, they're facing off against Jack Flaherty, and he shuts the Yankees down for 7 innings of 2-hit baseball. We'll look back on this as some grade A USDA approved foolishness. That's what we'll look back at this decision. But they decide to pass and invest in the bullpen as well as Jazz Chisholm to be their postseason trade deadline acquisitions. So, we will absolutely see how this plays out. Before we sign off, you already know what time it is right here. Again, hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 2,000 subscribers, and we need you guys to come on to the party with the captain. Oh, yeah, as well as Stanton. And, Stanton's here, too. I got to get a Soto bobblehead. Absolutely do. And I need to get a Jazz Chisholm bobblehead, as well as a jersey. Those are coming, don't worry. Absolutely. But that does it here for this episode of Yankees Digest, bringing you all things Yankees. Flaherty is not a Yankee. He's a Dodger. So go check him out on Dodgers Digest. But, the Yankees decide to pass on the young pitcher. And we will see if that blows up in their faces as this season progresses. But thanks for tuning in. Continue to come on this journey. Come on this ride with your boy here at Yankees Digest, bringing you all things New York Yankees. This is Ugo Onyianta. That's Aaron Judge. See you guys next time. Catch you on the next episode. Peace.